Alright, how's it going, everybody? We're going to be, today I'm doing something a little different. I usually do gameplay footage and sometimes game tutorials, but this is a different kind of game for a game tutorial. This is a tabletop role-playing game, for Alien the role-playing game. Um, I've had a lot of people mentioning to me, I mean, not on YouTube, but on Discord, that they have issues creating characters. They don't really know where to start. They don't know how to allocate the points and all that, and I'm going to be going over that. So the first thing I have is this character creator tool. Found it. Somebody posted a link on Reddit a while ago. I don't remember the user, um, but if you're watching this, you know who you are. Um, and a very well made tool. And I know this all looks kind of perplexing, but using this and something else, uh, this is actually a very efficient way of creating characters. So first, to actually use this, and I will post this link in the description. To use this is view only, and so you have to make a copy and just copy it. So let's see over here. Okay, so now we can edit this. So then the first thing, so these are just obvious. You just name your character. I'll just do Cody. Buddy and rivals is something that your group would do. Description is your character's appearance. Signature item is for, if I'm not mistaken, is for reducing stress in the game. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. Your personal agenda, that's just something you feel in. As for what actually matters, um, so that you have the different. These are the different classes in the game. You got Colonial Marshal, Colonial Marine, Company Agent, Kid, Medic, Officer, Pilot, Roughneck, and Scientist. And those have different talents, like starting talents. Um, but thankfully, this guide explains what they are. Um, so let's see, what do we pick? How about Colonial Marine? And key skills, those are ones that you can. I mean, there's a typo here. Career skill is one that you can put, like, you can put extra points into them. Uh, or okay, well, I'm just trying to get my thoughts again. So, starting with attributes, um, and a key attribute is one that, if I'm not mistaken, you can put 5 points into, but generally, you just fill out. So let's say 5, and also your strength. One thing to note is your strength is your health, and your strength is also your encumbrance times 2. So with 5, this would be um, uh, 10 carry weight. Now, what you can do is if you pick an android, you get additional bonus points, and so you could like put 3 here and 3 here, and then you get 8 and a bonus of 3. But just for the sake of simplicity, we'll just do a human. So got that. All right, empathy. Tell you what, I'll do this for this for that, and this for that. Just make it balance. I'm probably doing this wrong. I'm just kind of going off of memory, not looking at the guidebook, but this is just the basics. So we got this, and what happens is with the skills in this game, the attributes for strength, there's heavy machinery, stamina, and close combat, and those default with 5. So if you didn't put any points into heavy machinery, stamina, or close combat, and you had to roll for these skills, and you roll 5 die. That's what that is. Um, and you get 10 points for skills, so we got pretty balanced here. Key skills are higher level skills that you should put extra points in. So ranged combat will put 3. For stamina, let's do 2, and you don't have to fill these. Um, there's just kind of a guideline of saying you can put extra points into this if you want, but generally when I make my characters, I try to make them um, focused and fucking turn that shit off. Wasn't expecting that pop up, but Wait, hold on. Are you able to put 4? Yeah, see, well, when you do that, it'll tell you that it's wrong. So yes, you're stuck with 3. And like I said, with the generally you want to focus on something, but there's nothing wrong with making a jack of all trades. Just to be clear. So I'll see Comtech and this and this. So this would be kind of a general purpose colonial marine as you see in the movies, because stamina, definitely range combat, comtech with hacking, command, and then medical aid with something that's kind of implied in Aliens. But oh wait, yeah, colonial marine. So then you come over to the talents, and each thing has a starting talent, and this list just shows all of them, but obviously to pick the one fit for your character. Like for example, banter. I mean, I don't need to read that here, but one thing to note is that talents marked with an asterisk have limited to 0 benefit for androids. But what you can do is, if you really want to help your team, your stress level and stress level of everybody drops 2 steps instead of 1. But what you can do is, androids don't worry about stress, and that is something that is actually useful, because you can have an android and have him or her benefit the rest of the team without really having to suffer stress. And so let's just stick with banter, and then how this would work is you choose 2 of the starting items. You cannot say have a pulse rifle and a smart gun, not that you need both. And then d6 times 100 is you roll a single d6 and you multiply that number by 100. So if you rolled a 6, then you get $600. Now for this, there's no spot to measure this, but what you can do is, and I'll have a link to this, is there's this interactive hold on, let me just minimize it just a wee bit. Oh shit, that's there's not much of an optimal okay, there we go. I mean, this thing is of extreme benefit. But what you can do is just fill in the stuff here. So, alright, green, and then your appearance. I mean, whenever you actually go about that. So talents, and you can unlock new talents with experience points. But so I'll just write banter, and then you would have to I'm guessing you would have to consult the guidebook or just ask your GM, or use this whenever you get new talents. But it's generally best interest to just kind of keep tabs on it for yourself. And then what you can do is, like, let's go back over to the attributes. So strength, we put 5, agility 3, 3 at 3. Stamina was 2. And what this means, just to reiterate, is, or just to emphasize, is that when you make a stamina roll, you roll, if you have a number here, then you roll this plus this, so you roll 7 die. If you don't have, like, let's say you need to roll close combat, and you don't have any close combat, then you still just roll 5. And so then range combat was 3, so you would roll 6 there. Comtech was 2, and medical aid was 2, and this was, oh, oops, no, that's command. Okay, and now what you would do is you go down here. There's no money slot, but what I generally did with my character sheets is I just kind of wrote, like, like I just write my money here, like $600. And then, so 2 of the starting items. So you could have, like, a pulse rifle and body armor, or a deck of cards and a motion tracker or something. So, like, just for the sake of this, because if you're playing as Colonial Marine, there's absolutely no fucking reason why you should not have a weapon of some kind, especially because you got 2 of the best weapons in the game here. So let's say M56A2. I mean, I generally just write the designation. you would have to consult the guidebook or again ask your GM for the stats here. I mean, I have the guidebook, but I'm not going in to look at them. And then let's say we take the motion tracker. So I'll just write motion tracker. And that's pretty much the basics of character creation. Androids, in terms of at least character creation, the only thing that matters about them is that you have to keep in mind traits that affect stress, because androids don't have stress. And androids, like I said before, they get 2 bonuses for stats. So you could have bonuses for wits and empathy, or empathy and strength, or so on and so forth. And the rest of this, in terms of just how this works, is you. I mean, these are pretty self-explanatory, but like for example, your health. If you have 5 health, then I'd say you just check these off to say you have 5 health, and experience points. You get 2 experience points, so you put that. Your signature item, you won't write that there if you got one. Let's see what else. And then if you have units of food, water, and all this stuff, then you write what these are. So spacesuits, you put the air right here. And I think spacesuits, they could either be gear or armor, I guess, doesn't really matter. And story points, that's something for cinematic play. I don't, or at least I think it's just cinematic play. But that's pretty much it. So I will include a link to the character sheet creator and a download link for the character sheet. But yeah, it's really, really easy to create a character once you know what you're doing. And as just a piece of advice, I know I said it before, but when you create a character in a specific role, you have one of 2 options. You can either A, make them a jack of all trades, like we did for Cody here, or you can focus on a key attribute, like something I did for a character of mine in a campaign I'm going to be playing is I made her an android, put as many points as I could into empathy, and then for medical aid, I maxed that out. And so her medical aid as a result is crazy high, but I still put points into stuff like range combat, piloting, and some other shit. But that is the essentials of character creation. So thanks for watching.